If you're a Sonic fan at all, or if you're just a SEGA fan, this is very big news for you. This just came out today. We haven't known what the next Sonic game is going to be. Sonic Superstars was released about 5 or 6 months ago, and we've been wondering, what is the next Sonic game going to be? Well, it was just revealed by one big insider and one big leaker, I guess that kind of goes hand in hand, that the next Sonic game is going to be a sequel to Sonic Frontiers, which that was just released 2 years ago in 2022. Now, something to point out, Sonic Frontiers was met with pretty good reviews, I believe. Just looking at the Wikipedia page, it was met with good reviews and good sales. That's probably the thing that SEGA likes the most. So yeah, that was 2022. And then the next year, 2023, the Sonic game that was released that year was Sonic Superstars. That is 2D as opposed to 3D. And even though people generally like the 2D Sonic games probably the best, it did not have as great of sales. In fact, SEGA even was noted as kind of in their insider meetings, saying that they basically recognized that Sonic Superstars did not do well in terms of sales, and that they were really wanting to bounce back from that. So I guess it would kind of make sense that this next game would be a Sonic Frontiers sequel, since looking at their past two big Sonic games, Frontiers was the one that did the best. Now it's worth pointing out that on Twitter, this leaker Midori, who revealed this and kind of opened up this can of worms today, basically, Midori said that the name could get changed and that when Sonic Frontiers started out, it started out under a different code name. So it seems like if this leak is correct, the game that SEGA is working on for Sonic is right now a sequel to Frontiers, but that could change. Maybe it would kind of be its own standalone game. But if it is a sequel to Frontiers, that would be kind of interesting because looking on Wikipedia, looking at all the mainline Sonic games, we actually have not seen a sequel since 2016. So in 2014 and 2016, there were two games that were released for the 3DS under the title of Sonic Boom. So that was almost 10 years ago, and every Sonic game since then, every mainline Sonic game was kind of its own thing. So we haven't seen a sequel in a very long time from Sonic. Now, I'm sure there are, of course, a ton of other Sonic projects going on right now. In my very limited knowledge of Sonic, I know they have, a lot of side games that come out for Sonic. Something called Sonic Dream Team was just recently released on mobile devices. That was, I believe, last year. And there's sometimes racing games. And there's other, side arcade games. But the mainline games, the 2D and 3D console platformer games, those are the ones that people are focused on the most and get the most attention. Now, what's very notable is that before Sonic Superstars last year and Sonic Frontiers 2 years ago, the last mainline Sonic game before that was in 2017. There was a 2D platformer and a 3D platformer that were both released in 2017, meaning that after those games came out, there was 5 years of waiting time before a mainline Sonic game. So I guess the question now is, when is this Sonic Frontiers sequel actually going to come out? Is it going to be a 2024 release, or are we going to have to wait another 5 years for another main Sonic game? And maybe, will there be another 2D Sonic game that gets thrown in the mix before we get the Frontiers 2? We'll have to wait and see. And, funny enough, I've never played a Sonic game. I actually just the other day bought Frontiers and Superstars, actually. Since they were on sale, I'm definitely ready to get into those games and probably learn that Sonic is a tough game. I've heard there's definitely a learning curve to it, but I'm excited. I think SEGA has been doing great stuff recently with Sonic and just overall. Like I said, they did struggle in terms of sales recently with the 2023 release of Superstars. So yeah, while we could have to wait, another 5 years until 2028 for another mainline Sonic game, my guess is that they're probably going to work hard to push this one out as soon as they can because their sales didn't live up to the expectations last year. That could be a bad thing or it could be a good thing depending on how you look at it. I get it, a lot of people probably say quality over quantity, but I don't know, I feel like that could make them push out another Sonic game sooner rather than later. Regardless, now everybody is going to wonder, when will this alleged Sonic Frontiers sequel be announced? Will it be this year? And hey, maybe even will it be released this year? We'll have to wait and see.